was right.
I said when Saquon Barkley, I said it March 11th, he's going to be gigantic for Philadelphia. Because of their wide receiving talent and because of their O-line, you won't be able to jam the box. Those safeties will have to play outside. And Barkley's going to have record-setting years. If you look at the mobility of Hurts, an offensive coach, their O-line, their wide receiving talent, it's just absolutely unthinkable the New York Giants rolled the dice and let Saquon Barkley, March 11th, I said it, people don't like paying running backs. I would pay running backs. Fletcher Cox left the game. They had some money. I was a huge fan of the move, not just because, remember, at the time, everybody was like, whoa, running backs. Barkley was the perfect fit, the icing on a great cake.
Where Colin...
Yeah, so this is an interesting one because Colin was definitely pro Saquon Barkley and the Philadelphia Eagles, but Colin can't make up his mind with the Philadelphia Eagles. I'm not so sure you get to do a victory lap on the Eagles when on one side, again, I remember the beginning, he said that all he thinks that they're going to win the division and that they can be a good team. But then there was this continuing throughout the season of questioning them. You know, even defended them after the Falcons loss, but then said this team's unraveling. They're not good. Kellen Moore is not that good. Jalen Hurts is not that good. Fangio can't get this defense going. They're too Saquon Barkley centric. Jalen Hurts can't see in the pocket. He's not a good passer. A.J. Brown is disgruntled. They're too A.J. Brown centric. When A.J. Brown's not there, they can't win. You know, and then the Eagles somehow found themselves to be a top team, and then they were not even a top 5 team. Then he was put them in the Super Bowl bubble. Then he took them out of the Super Bowl bubble. And it's like, what? He literally said just a few weeks ago that he doesn't think that the Eagles can win the Super Bowl. Obviously, I'm not saying that they're going to, but obviously if you're in the Super Bowl, you can win the Super Bowl. Said that the Detroit Lions, if the Eagles played the Detroit Lions, that the Lions would win. And now the Eagles did something that the Detroit Lions never did. Put up 55 points. And they did it in the NFC Championship game. Yeah. So, I just think it's a little absurd. And I'm going to be... it just doesn't sit right. And again, Colin is very pro Philadelphia Eagles. That has to be stated. Very pro Philadelphia Eagles. He absolutely did love the Saquon Barkley move. He did. And he absolutely did defend them. But then he didn't. And then he put them at his number 1. And then he put them at like 8. And then he left them off the top 10. Like it's been all over the place. And I'm all for changing your mind. I truly am. I truly, truly am. And he said that this game was going to get ugly for the Commanders. He had the Eagles winning. So that's why I'm trying to parse this out and not just be like, oh, Colin, because that's not the story either. But it just got a little dicey. You know, it's kind of like walking on ice here. We're literally like kind of just like shuffling our feet. Kind of being like, oh, God, oh, God, oh, God. You know? Saying, oh, the Eagles, not good against the Packers, not good against the Rams. Got lucky with the weather. And it's like, well, did they get lucky against the Commanders? I don't know. It's just interesting to me. It's just interesting to me. We know a lot of people are going to come on and be like, I told you that the Eagles are a great team. And it's like, well, did you? You might have said that once or twice in the last 20 weeks, but like, you also said a couple other things too. You also said, Jalen Hurts isn't even a top 10 player in this game. In the NFC Championship game, Jalen Hurts is not even a top 10 player. The quarterback for the Philadelphia Eagles. He's going to 2 Super Bowls in 3 years. Only the 5th player to reach multiple Super Bowls before the age of 27. Who has more playoff wins in one season. One season than the vast majority of the quarterbacks in the NFL. And we're going to say that he wasn't even worthy to be in the top 10 of just this team for this game. And then we're going to do victory laps about Saquon Barkley. I mean, come on. You know what I'm saying? Come on. Come on, man. Come on, man. I mean, the Eagles put on a clinic. Player and coaching. There still seems to be such of a dragging of the feet to give credit to even Kellen Moore and Fangio and Nick Sirianni. It's always, Saquon Barkley. And again, Saquon Barkley is an absolute monster, an absolute beast. And I've been praising him every step of the way. And when the Eagles got him, I was like, this is going to be amazing. And I took a lot of heat. I said, oh, he's better than McCaffrey, this, that. He's going to have that effect. We're like, you're such a clown. You're such a clown. McCaffrey's so much better. Did McCaffrey ever have a year like this? The answer is no. We know that. How do we know that? Because Saquon did something that Christian McCaffrey never did. That's how we know that. So, yeah. I just don't like, though, when you reduce the success of this team to just some singular point. Because you're taking credit away. And it's unnecessary. The truth is, flowers are deserved for so many people for this team. For Jalen Hurts. For the O-line. For Cam Jurgens taking over for Jason Kelsey. Kellen Moore. Fangio. Cooper DeJean. Harry Roseman. Jeffrey Lurie. I mean, we could just go on. I can't name everyone because you were like, well, what about this guy? Yeah, no, that guy too. John Smith as well. Michael Robinson. Marcus, whatever. They're all deserving. And that's my point. Can't even name them all. Couldn't even name them all. So don't reduce this to just one singular player, one singular moment, one singular move. And again, for a team that you took out of the Super Bowl bubble multiple times, I do not think you get to do a victory lap when said team goes to the Super Bowl. I don't know. I said the Dallas Cowboys weren't going to make the playoffs. And I said that Mike McCarthy is a pretty good coach. And if they got to the Super Bowl, I'd be like, I told you guys, Mike McCarthy, he's a pretty good coach. It's like, I told you. It's like, well, you also said they weren't going to make the playoffs. So I mean, yes, you did say that Mike McCarthy is a pretty good coach, not a great coach. You said he was good. He proved to be a good coach. And so now they're in the Super Bowl. And it's like, I told you guys, I know what I'm talking about. And it's like, I don't know. That's just me. But those are just my thoughts. I'd absolutely love to hear yours. What do you guys all think about the Philadelphia Eagles? Saquon Barkley leading them to the Super Bowl and how big of an impact he's been. Obviously, undeniably how big of an impact he's been. But what do you really think has been the success for the Philadelphia Eagles this season? Let me know in the comments below. I read every single comment. So whether you agree with me or disagree with me, either way, let's get in some discussions. Let's get in some fights. But ultimately, let's just have some fun. And please do consider subscribing. We are building an amazing community here, and I absolutely love to see you part of it. I want to build something that we all genuinely feel connected to. Something that we're really excited to be part of. I think we're on our way to doing it. Please don't forget to give this video a thumbs up, as it really does help with the visibility and the algorithm. Thank you so much, and see you next time.